Hi, happy Sunday, January 16th, 2022. I am Renee, and this is United Spirits Village. The fit word of the day is balance. The definition of balance is when different elements are equal or in proportion to the whole. Balance can also be being steady or equilibrium and steadfastness showing up in your life. Are you balanced in all areas of your life? The areas that I like to look at are mind, body, spirit, finances, relationships, and environment. How are you showing up? Are you engaging in some areas really well and others not so much? Are you really involved in business but need to work on your self care? Do you have so much relaxation that you find you're not accomplishing your goals? Well, be mindful of that and know that you can work on it and you can change it. You are empowered to show up in your own life and do your best. I want to talk about different areas in life, in my life, and what they look like when they're balanced and what they look like if they're not so balanced. For example, my mental health. When my mental health is balanced and well, then I feel like my thoughts flow easily. I am creative. I am in touch with my emotions, and I have this sense of peace and stillness and tranquility within me, no matter what is showing up around me with others or in the environment. I can quickly come back to center if I am thrown off, or I just flow and feel a sense of joy all the time, no matter what. And that is possible. That is how balance in my mental health shows up. When I'm imbalanced, okay, so I tend to have racing thoughts. I have insomnia because the thoughts in my head won't stop. I might worry too much, and instead of being in tune to my emotions, I feel like I default to anger, or let's see, another one is like worry and doubt. Fear is a big one when my mental health is imbalanced. So that's an idea of what mental health or imbalance is for me. In my physical health, I feel like when my physical health is balanced, I'm limber and flexible. I have good energy and stamina, to walk for a mile or to do the housework with no pain and with ease. When my physical health is imbalanced, then I sometimes feel a sense of dis-ease in different areas. I have pain or stiffness. So when my financial health is balanced, then, oh yeah, that big credit score, 750, 800, no debt, money in the bank, and engaged in work that I love. That is a wonderful feeling. However, I have also experienced debt, a feeling of lack, and feeling like my needs aren't being met. I've also experienced being unhoused. Yes, I lived in my car with my two dogs for 3 months. Now, that was a combination of having an imbalance in my mental health as well as my financial health. I felt like my mental health affected my ability to care about money or to pay my bills. I had money, but I had no interest in writing the check for my rent. So, cause and effect, I ended up in my car. Good news is I restored equilibrium in my life. I also learned not to be fearful of being homeless or living in my car. I actually engaged in creativity, and I find that I released that fear of people knowing that I had experienced this challenging period in my life. Oh well, it happened. It was good. I learned from it, and here I am. And so many people have experienced imbalance in financial health, physical health, and mental health. They intermingle and affect each other. Social health. When my social health is balanced, I feel like I can communicate better. I enjoy being around crowds or engaging in new activities. And I can debate without being argumentative or, invoking too much angst amongst people. When I am imbalanced, my social health, I'm maybe too isolated, and there are conflicts in my conversations with people, and I might want to be a little more isolated. And of course, my social health is influenced or impacted by my mental health and maybe even physical health, of course. How many of you have experienced imbalance in your social life? And then, of course, social life also depends on what you like to do. There are some labels: introvert, extrovert, and those can apply, but how much are they just affected by being insecure or feeling worried or having social anxiety? So just it's interesting and important to look at the influences of other aspects of our lives and how they influence different outcomes. A healthy environment. So I feel like having a clutter-free life and keep cleanliness is important. My environment, I would like to be filled with people that I love and who are reflections of myself. Also, my environment is affected by, like the trash that I create. For example, I've stopped using water bottles, plastic water bottles, and I filter my water and carry a glass or copper water vessel instead of polluting the environment with excess water bottles. And I say polluting because those water bottles do not really break down. They end up in our rivers and streams and all over, and of course you can recycle them and they can be reused, but I say please be mindful of how much plastic and excess material that you are using. It's important, and we have to get rid of it one way or the other. Somebody has to take care of it. So when I am balance in my environment, it is clutter free. I'm mindful and grateful for my environment around me and my active role in it can affect others. When I'm in balance, I have more clutter. Things might get dusty. I may not wash the dishes. There's a sense of discord or displeasure. Maybe I don't have the gratitude for the space that I'm in. So it is a lovely thing when I get back into balance. My spiritual health, that shows up balanced when I just wake up and give thanks for life to the almighty presence, divine mother, father, God, divine mind, whatever you call it or however you think of it, divine energy that sustains us all. I'm grateful for being here. No matter trials and tribulations, successes and celebrations, I feel like I embrace it all with joy and a sense of like things change all the time, and I am the creator, co-creator of life. So when my spiritual health is balanced, I am more likely to just feel like I too have a part in the well-being of the whole thing. And when spiritual health was imbalanced for me, I found myself depressed and anxious, battling an eating disorder. I have conflict around me and I don't have a sense of joy. I have felt that, and it impacted all of my life, my relationships, my mental health, my physical health, my finances. When my spiritual health was in disarray, when it went awry or felt like it wasn't in existence, it did not exist. It did exist. I just had to remember it. And getting that back into alignment with the good that supports me was so important. I find that my spiritual health affects all areas of my life. Being balanced spiritually is for my greater good. So that is balance to me. Did I forget something? I probably did. Being balanced is an activity to be mindful of at all times. And just looking at how life shows up for you is a good indicator of whether or not you are balanced in certain areas. I encourage you just to investigate a little bit and see how you're doing. And if you're doing really well in that area, what are you doing that maintains your balance and equilibrium? If you need some improvements, and believe me, I know we all have improvements in education to dive into. Which areas are you going to work on? I love to hear how you're going to maintain and sustain balance, or how you are going to improve balance in your life. Be well. Remember, all is well despite the appearance of circumstances in the world and the news. You are whole, perfect, and complete. Go within and find that peace and joy. Maintain your balance at all costs, and you can get through any and everything. I love you. I have faith in you. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.